Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are located on planet Earth. It is time for the morning PulseWave report with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave price trigger reports. So we have been taking a break from our regularly scheduled programming. And we have been switching to the new exciting DOT. We have started adding DOT to our trading. It's on the dashboard for those of you that trade cryptos. And we've been really excited about this new crypto. And we got some great things that we want to show you and have been showing you. Those that are already subscribed to the PulseWave reports, you already know how DOT is giving it up right now. DOT and what is it, Theta? Excuse me.
Theta.
They have no ceiling.
Yeah.
See, $12 already.
Yeah. Everything got slammed last night except for Theta. I mean, I'm sure there's other exceptions, but here I have it right here. This is Frank, by the way. Hey, everybody.
Yep. But of course, my man Frank is with me.
Check this out. This is
my
Theta.
partner in crime over here.
Can't prove anything. This is Theta. This is the
wow.
1 hour and the 4 hour. Here, let me get a daily up. Here's the weekly on the right and the daily on the left. Oh,
whoa!
I guess I got to reconfigure these deals.
Insane in the membrane. I warned you guys about that.
Holy cow! Look at that.
Look at that, man. I told you it has no ceiling.
Oh my God. Yeah,
it has no ceiling.
I had to make some decisions yesterday and help a friend make some decisions. And I was like, well, I'm going to ask Dex. And you're saying no ceiling, really?
No.
Change the equation. And then sure enough, I mean, just look at that. I mean, even, let's see, ADA looks like it's up today.
I mean, eventually a ceiling will be put in, a resistance point.
At some point.
But we ain't pulled back yet. You got to pull back first.
Gosh.
And there's been zero pullback. None, nada.
So look at this daily. I know it's not your thing, but is that sort of like an Elliott wave kind of thing going on there?
Nah, I don't do the old school.
I thought I would just try to trick you.
Analysis.
Love that stuff.
Looking for pink elephants in the clouds and all that. No. My stuff is all algos, all mathematics and equations, none of that other hokey dokey stuff.
The thing is, but Dex, it makes me sound so smart to go, see, we got the first tier and the burp, 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 burp. If I do that, then people will think I'm super smart trader, man. You could have thrown me a bone when I said.
I know. I'm bucking the trend of the nonsense. That's the path of least resistance. So of course, people would love to gravitate toward that because it is easier to go with the crowd than to stand out and do your own thing. And so that's what we do here at PulseWave Trading. We are not shook. We are not afraid. We are not scared. We are not frightened to be trailblazers and set the course. That's what we do. We are front runners. We are leaders, not followers. So we do what we do, and we do it successfully.
Yeah, man.
I might add. We have all of our pulse wavers out there to confirm that.
Yeah. Hey, if you hear us and you're there watching, I know we got a bunch of people watching. Give us a like, say hello in the chat. It's great to be with you this morning and almost afternoon. But hey, it's like my neighbor said. I don't know if I told you this on air or off air, but I ran into my neighbor outside one day, and I always see him. He's always out there in a bathrobe. He's just the chillest guy, right? And somebody asked me something about trading, and he's like, "You're a trader?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "That's what I do." He's like, "That's why I'm always out here in my bathrobe, just hanging out." I said, "Oh, we're both living the life. We didn't even know it, man." So yeah, it's still morning for us. It's 11:25 a.m. on our coast.
Trading offers you that flexibility and that lifestyle that is a lot more relaxed. Some people think that it's stressful, but it's only stressful when you don't have the pulse waves.
Yeah.
If you don't have the pulse waves, you're popping antacids. You're probably drinking a little bit more heavily than you should because you don't have the pulse waves.
Yep.
So that's why you need them, so that you can have a more relaxed lifestyle, have time to spend with the wife and kids. All right.
Absolutely.
And that's what this is about. Kicking your feet up, pushing back from the computer. You let the market work for you instead of you working at the market. And that's the way we designed it, to be flexible, to fit just about any lifestyle. Doesn't take you hours a day being chained to your computer, to your desk. All you have to do is read the reports, learn how to interpret those reports, learn how to follow instructions. So if you can read, and if you can follow specific instructions,
There's not a lot of reading.
then you're good. About 5-10 minutes, between 5 and 10 minutes a day. That's it. That's all that's required.
There's not a lot of reading.
Nah.
Let's jump
Not at
into
all.
it. I've been learning. We're going to look at this in a minute. We're gonna do some trades on KuCoin and KuCoin. Sorry, I always say Q. It's KuCoin. And so we'll look at that together. Virgil, our man in Costa Rica. Virg, how's it going? Talk about living the life. Shout out enough love from the beach house. All right,
That's what's up.
Definitely pulse waving. So we're going to look at that in a second. We do need to look at this pullback that has everybody freaking out. I've seen a million talking about charts and market up charts. I've seen a million guys with their triangles about when Bitcoin's going to break out. I keep getting these alert videos. We've got hours left. Oh no, it's going up, it's going down, and everybody's freaking out. What are you seeing here, Dex? I've got the Bitcoin weekly on the right and the daily on the left. Let's take a look at this. We're going to look at Theta. We'll look at DOT, and then we're going to trade some DOT live using the pulse waves in just a few minutes if you hang with us. And just a reminder, everybody, we've added DOT to both of our premium reports. So Partner 21 members, that's $49 a month. That's not the sale price. That's the price. So it's a great price. And we've added DOT now. So, I mean, that's a really huge addition to that. So
Yes, it is.
and of course, our pro members have had it for a week or two now. But here we go. Bitcoin. What are you seeing, Dex?
All right. So for the Bitcoin, this is what it's looking like. Coming into it, we know that we have a valuation pattern going on today. Even with the little bit of pullback there, it's still a continuation pattern. That has not changed. I repeat, that has not changed. The market is still going according to plan. So I anticipate that the pullback will be very short-lived at this point, and then the market will continue to rocket higher like it's been doing. The trend has not been broken with this pullback so far. So far, so good.
Yeah.
You only have to get, concerned when the trend starts to shift, and that hasn't happened. The Bitcoin is still showing that it's still in a bull market. And just like I said the other day, a pullback to the support, to test the support, is what we expect. And that's right there to that yellow line right there on the chart on your right. So a pullback to that yellow trend line support right there is what is anticipated. That may or may not give traders another.
I'm sorry.
That one right there.
Sorry,
that may or may not give traders an opportunity who missed the initial move a second chance to get in. It may or may not. See, that's the thing about trading. Markets always go back to equilibrium. So for the purposes of this particular chart, the equilibrium is going to be where the trend line support is. All right. So as the market, thrust upward, then it corrects, and then it falls back down, tests the support, and then it comes back and roars, ripping higher again. That's how the markets move. That's the ebb and flow of the markets. It's always going to be attracted to one of three things. Price action will always be attracted to the trend line supports and or resistance zones, and they will be attracted to bullish and bearish pointers. And then third, price action is always attracted to the gaps. So that is your price trinity of markets. All right. That's your price trinity of markets. Trend line support and resistance zones, bullish and bearish pointers, and gaps. Price action will always seek those anomalies out and then seek to correct those. So that's where you go. And now where you break down is if once the market has attracted the price back to those Trinity zones, if the Trinity zones do not hold up, then that's when you start having your algo shifts in the market, and you normally will know which way the markets are going to go before it even gets there with the PulseWave reports, because we give you where the intraday price inflection points are, and if those intraday price inflection points are violated, then you have your marching orders and what to do and what to expect from that point forward. It's a really clever schematic for mapping out price action as far as where it is headed or likely to be headed. And then we have a trading plan designed around not only where we project that the market is going, but we also within that trading plan have built-in mechanisms so that even if we are wrong, we still have the opportunity to make money. Now, how many people can say that they have a strategy wherein even if they're wrong on their initial position, they still make money? Not many people can say that.
Not many.
Very few people can say that, if very, very few. So that's something that we really teach over here, is those fundamentals. And with this Bitcoin, it's doing exactly what we expected to do. Unlike Theta right now and DOT, Bitcoin does have already established support and resistance zones. Theta and DOT are wide open. Well, literally actually, every day.
I think your DOT had a pullback. I think you're confusing DOT with something we looked at yesterday. Oh no, pretty strong. I take it back. Well, here's what DOT is doing this week. So this is the daily. We had a lot of things. It felt like a pullback, but things are looking pretty healthy actually if you look at the charts.
You have DOT up now, right?
Yeah, this is DOT now. So what's your thoughts on this?
Okay. Again, the chart on your right, that's where your trend line support is. The one on your right, is that your weekly or daily? That's your weekly. That's what I thought. Yep. That's where your current support is. The daily chart right now, you can see that you're kind of consolidated a little bit here. Not really going anywhere. You're not trending per se. Right now, you don't have higher highs and higher lows. You got lower highs and you got lower lows, and then you got higher lows. It's just all over the place, but it's still wide open. That's the key. It's wide open. There's really no historical precedent where I can say, nope, it's going to go here or it's going to go there. It's wide open. DOT and Theta, I repeat, are wide open. Theta is more wide open than DOT, but both of them are wide open at this point in time. Now, these support and resistance zones are normally established the close on Friday for futures and stocks and forex. For cryptos, Friday starts Thursday night Eastern New York time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and runs until Sunday 6 p.m. New York Eastern Standard Time. That's your Friday for cryptos. I didn't make that up. That is just the way that the crypto market has been designed. It's just the way it is. You don't have to like it, but it is what it is. I didn't make it up. I'm just giving it to you. I'm spitting game to you. So we won't know where we end up until this Sunday at 6 p.m. Then we'll know where the current support and resistance zones are in both Theta and DOT. Because right now they're both wide open, especially Theta. It is wide open.
Nice. Yeah, very exciting chart. I mean, I can't stop looking at it, especially since I bought Theta recently.
Yeah, man.
I set up a node I feel like a real crypto guy now. Starting the crypto school wasn't enough to make me feel like a crypto guy. So yesterday I started a Theta node. So I got a Guardian node. So I'm excited about it. With not
look at you doing big things, big Willie over there.
The reason I bring it up is if there's any pulse waivers in the chats, I'm still making sure I did it right. It seems like I did it right, but it was so easy to do. So if anybody is interested in that in either of our chat rooms, let me know. And we could do a little tutorial or find you a tutorial. It's funny. Sometimes people just like to hear it in familiar voices, right?
Right. Yeah, that's another thing too. Is like reinventing the wheel, you know.
Yeah.
And in the past, we've sent people to places where they have really good tutorials and stuff like that.
Yes.
But just so people know, our technical guy here when it comes to the crypto is Frank. His knowledge is vastly more than mine on the technical side as far as setting up accounts and all that other stuff. I handle the trading part, but
it's the thing that
he's the tech man,
right? It's
yeah.
funny. That's the thing. It's like it's one of those things where so many people. I was saying to somebody yesterday. I remember it so specifically. I even know who tipped me off. It was Jeff Berwick saying to buy Bitcoin at $75. God bless him.
Wow.
And I remember looking at it.
Wow.
I don't know what the hell this stuff is. I don't get it. What's a wallet? And it just freaked me out. I remember at the time, I think I was probably still a minister at the time. So I was beyond like $75 was scary for me. And I didn't know what to do with it. So, but you know what though? While it would be great to go back to those days are still here in many ways. Maybe you'll never get a chance to buy $75 Bitcoin, but there's some stuff now that people will look back and go, man, I wish I could have, they'll look at a chart of Theta and say, man, I really wish I could have bought just one of those at $12.18 instead of going, oh, I'm too late. You're not too late. There's so much going on in crypto. And with this economy about to just, explode into inflation, maybe. I don't know. What do I know? Just speculate. Is it possible?
I don't know.
Well, dude, I mean, think about what they're doing now. I mean, they are. How could we not enter into some kind of hyperinflation when they're not even it's funny. It's the first thing I thought, and then I saw some of the commentators say it when they talked about the price, the tax hike that they're planning. I thought, well, why? We just print every few months. We print a couple $1 trillion. Why are we even talking about taxes? It's irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. So when you're at the point where even mainstream media people are starting to say, why increase taxes when it's irrelevant? Then I'm thinking I want to get into an alternative asset that's by nature anti-inflationary. So
you laugh, but that's actually the truth. What you're saying is the truth. Think about it. It does make sense when you really break it down and think about it. Why would you want to expose yourself like that if you don't have to? And people don't get it. I have people ask me all the time, about, taxes and all this other stuff. First of all, it don't really matter. Taxes don't really come into play until you make money.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two.
Yeah. Good problem.
As far as the workers out there, they're the ones that are going to really get hosed the most, because savers have already been getting destroyed by the Federal Reserve for decades now. Look at interest rates still keeping them at what? 0%.
Yeah.
So if you're a person who has been, building up your savings account but not doing any investing, you're the one that's going to be getting punished by the Fed. The workers are being punished as well, because you're going to work every day collecting a paycheck, but you're not keeping up with the cost of inflation. Your employer, your salary. And if you do get lucky, you're one of those people to get a raise. What do you get? 1%, 2% raise? But food and energy inflation has been like 16%. So how are you keeping up? You can't. It's impossible. Not the way that they've destroyed the economy. The way the economy was supposed to work, this wasn't supposed to be an issue. But ever since, they've been pushing this whole agenda for the last few decades, the economy has only suffered and gotten worse. They gave you the idea of prosperity without actual prosperity.
Yeah.
So when the market pulled back, what did they do? They said, let's pump up the housing market. Let's hide reality even more by pumping up the housing market. So because we took away the stock market from you, now people will just pump and throw money into real estate. So then we had a big housing bubble. And notice how they called it what? The financial crisis. It wasn't a financial crisis. It was a mortgage crisis. And it wasn't, excuse me, a subprime mortgage crisis. It was a mortgage crisis, period. Because the first kink in the armor, it was not in the subprime market like they lead you to believe. It was in the A paper market. Those people with good credit were the ones that brought down that whole charade. And then, of course, the subprimes, by the time everything started caving in, the subprime market, of course, led the way after that. But they didn't start it off. The people that started it off was the prime borrowers. The people doing the no income, no asset loans and the no doc loans.
Mm-hmm.
Those weren't offered to the poor people. Those were not offered to subprime people. That was offered to the A people, the A paper people with 750 and 800 FICO scores.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that caused, the entire collapse of that charade at that time. The Fed fueled it, and they fanned the flames of it, and they kept making people want to do more, want to borrow more. All right, the greedy corporations only were made greedy because the Federal Reserve was enabling them and actually putting pressure on them to do that. So that's something that people don't really know, but I know because I was there. I was involved. I had a mortgage company at the time.
Jeez.
Someone's asking about Litecoin. You want to pull that up real quick?
I got Digibyte first. Somebody asked first. I want to take a couple of these. Juan's talking about waiting for a pullback in theta. Mm-hmm. Man, I'll just come right out and say it's a religious belief at this point, but I don't wait for pullbacks in theta. I just buy it whenever I have something to buy it with. But that's religious. That's religious fervor, not financial advice.
I'll say it like this. You're right, though. What you're saying has truth to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's an old saying in trading. I didn't make it up. Goes back way, way, way. And it goes something like this. If those old heads out there, if I'm messing it up, you can correct me in the chat. It goes a little something like this. In a bull market, buy every close. In a bear market, sell every close. In other words, what the saying is really saying to you is, in a bull market, doesn't matter when you buy, just buy. And the market will take you with it. Right? Oh. Same thing in the bear market. Just sell something. And the price will go down. Right? I know it's funny, but it's cliche, but there's truth to it. When a market is in a ravaging bull market and prices just go up, like GameStop was doing weeks ago. Okay, so if you bought GameStop at 20, you were really happy. If you bought it at 50, you were happy. If you bought it at 100, you were happy. If you bought it at 200, you were happy. If you bought it at 300, you were happy. And if you bought it at 400, you were happy for about 30 minutes if you got out when it hit 500. So technically speaking, it was no wrong entry point when GameStop was going bananas.
Yeah.
Just like when it was falling. If you shorted it at 500, you were the most happy. If you shorted it at 400, you were happy. If you shorted it at 300, you were happy. And if you shorted it at 200, you were happy for about 30 minutes. So again, that's how markets move, though.
Take your profits.
But you have to know when and how to do it. If you don't know how to manage open positions and you don't know anything about, how to play stops and move your stops, well, then you know how that goes.
Yeah. Before we're gonna look at two more cryptos, and then we're gonna do our trade with Dot before it moves without us. Despite getting up so late, we didn't miss any triggers yet. So that's good. But did you hear, you were talking about the market crash? I forget which one you were talking about, but one of the guys that was featured in The Big Short kind of disappeared off Twitter the other day. He's been talking about hyperinflation, and he said he got I think it was a visit from the SEC, and then he decided to close all his, he deleted all his tweets and kind of just shut up after that. So if they don't want to hear about hyperinflation, I should probably stop talking about it. They already shadow banned your channel. So what could it hurt? But
well, I put it you like this: anyone who has a influence, anyone who has a real influence, like a big channel or something like that, or a big following, those people are heavily censored. A little guy like me, they don't give a darn because no one's listening, as far as they're concerned. Now, if I had 2 million subscribers and my average video viewing was in the hundreds of thousands per video, then yeah, then they will be concerned and they would censor me too. But when you're smaller, they don't care. When you don't have that much influence, they don't care because they feel that no one is listening to you, so you're not a threat.
Yeah.
But with the guy you're talking about, yeah, I can see the SEC or some other agency that we probably never heard of before, the Men in Black showing up at his door.
Yeah,
saying, shut up or else.
I bet you if you looked, it wouldn't be SEC guys. I bet you it would be no. I bet you there's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the SEC is normal people. They're overworked and underpaid. But yeah. I'm sure it was probably the Department of Homeland Security or some other, or CIA, FBI, whatever, some other acronym that he never heard of before. Like I said, the Men in Black pulling up in the tinted out window vehicles, all black vehicles, coming out in all black suits, wearing black shades and black gloves. Hint, hint, wink, wink. So yeah, those individuals, I'm sure they can be very, very, very effective in influencing you to do what they want you to do. Yeah, I'm sure they're very persuasive. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyway,
everybody's an idealist until they're standing in your living room with your kids' toys around them. All right, here we go. This is this is Digibite. Well, you know how it is. We're all Rambo until we realize that we're not, you know, and then we go, all right, I'm gonna make my living and be quiet. That's the problem with all this censorship. They're trying to kill normal people like us, you know. Not literally, not yet. All right, so here's Digibite. What are you thinking, my man? We got the weekly on the right, the daily on the left, and we're gonna look at one more, and then we're gonna make our trade.
Well, this one's almost to the trend line support on the chart on the right, so I anticipate that you don't have too much more downside left.
Oh, cool.
A successful test will be the chart on the right. You won't see a close below that trend line support.
Okay, cool. All right, now let's look at Litecoin from my man Van. Hold on, my system's really slow. We'll see. Probably by Thursday, we'll see if my new computer is help some of my chugging that goes on here. What was it? They would Litecoin. Let's get that Litecoin USD. There we go. All right, here we go. Litecoin USD. It's in the Kumo cloud on the daily.
Yeah, the daily you're on the Kumo cloud consolidating, and on the weekly, excuse me, you've already fallen past your first line of support, but that line of support was not your true support line. That was just your momentum line. So your next target on this one, I think you're going to come down to the purple line. That's going to be where your true support is.
Some cool stuff going on with Litecoin.
That one seems like it's pulling back.
Yeah,
you've hit your, excuse me, you've topped out temporarily on that one. Short-term top is in place.
It's funny. Sometimes I get bored with the idea of Litecoin, and then I used it the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, Litecoin. It was so fast. The fee was so small, as opposed to trying to use Ethereum or Bitcoin, where like, man, it's like, you know.
Yeah, I definitely get it.
You give up in the equivalent of a indulgent lunch in order to send a little bit of ETH. You know what I mean? It's like $30. It's like, man,
actually,
I got that fancy salad they sell in town. So, all right, next, let's get on to our trade. We've been looking at DOT. Thanks for all that, Dex. It's so helpful to have you taking a look at these charts, making sense of them. And you know, it's cool, man. After a while, it's like you just have a great perspective with the experience you bring to a chart helps us all become more comfortable with these charts. You know, so it's really helpful to some of the things you point out and everything. So it's you know, so many of these things are caught, not taught. You know, you learn to see how other people are navigating the market, and it rubs off on you a bit. All right, so let's pull up DOT. Let's pull up DOT, and then we're gonna trade it live, man. Just trying to find my list. Oh, I know where my list is. Here it is. Here we go. All right, sorry about that, folks. All right, here's DOT, and we're gonna look at the report for today at PulseWave Trading. This is, as we said, is part of our Pro membership. It's also part of our partner membership, which is only $49 a month. So here we go. This is our DOT report, and I'm going to zoom in on some of this, and we'll talk a little bit about it. So we start off, all of our reports have a buy trigger with a stop loss, meaning if you went long, this would be your initial stop loss. So right from the beginning, you know where you would tap out of a long entry on DOT, which is so, you know, really, really great. We were talking earlier about how, you know, trading with the pulse waves takes the stress out. It's really about making sure you're comfortable with the size of your trade so that if you lose, you're good. You're not going to be stressed. And then just following through every day, just chipping away at it, and you'll see great things happen. So there's our buy trigger, and there's our sell trigger. So if we wanted to go short, we would go short around 34.90. If we want to go long, we're going to go long around probably around $38 because we'll round up a little bit. So let's go do that. We're going to grab this price. Actually, I'm going to round it up. As we were talking yesterday, Dex likes to round it up when he goes long, round it down when he goes short, just gives it a little bit of a buffer. So we're gonna start by rounding this up to $38, and that's going to be our order. By the way, if your KuCoin futures looks a little different than mine, you can kind of move the panels around a little bit, so don't let that confuse you. I like to put my orders up here on the top so I can see them. So I already have a couple DOT orders, but I'm going to pretend I don't for the sake of demonstration. So here we go. Up here in the left-hand corner, I'm selecting the DOT USD, and this is a coin margined account. All right. So what that means is this account here is funded with actual DOT tokens. And why that's cool for a guy like me is, like Theta, maybe not as excited about this as Theta. I don't know. Maybe I am. It depends on what's going on that day. what YouTube propaganda I watched that day about DOT or Theta. So, but I'm excited about DOT. I'm glad to be holding some DOT in my account. And so let me just, I don't think you'll see it. Let me see. No, good. Okay, cool. I can put my thing in there and you guys won't see me typing it. I think you did. So I can hold the DOT in that account and then trade it right here in this futures contract. And if DOT goes up when I'm long, I'll make more DOT. If it goes down when I'm short, I'll make more DOT. It's just an awesome way to trade. So here's what we're going to do. This is how we place an order using KuCoin futures. It's very similar to what we do on Bybit. And if you're a new member to PulseWave Trading, just go to the member orientation, watch those videos. And then if you want to trade cryptos, the first video we have on that page is how to use Bybit to trade like this. This is KuCoin futures. We also have a video on how to use this. But you're getting that video right now. So here we go. We're going to click on stop. That's where we want to stop because we're going to do a stop market. Okay, so then we click on mark price. And like I said, we're going to use the price trigger, which was $37.94, I believe it was. We're going to round it up to 38. And I'll put in the zeros. I don't know if I have to, but I've clicked on mark price. Then when I go down to price, I bet you it's going to make me do it again. I'm going to click on market, and then it's going to make me put. Oh no, it didn't. Okay, cool. Nice. So 38 mark price market, and then for quantity, I think we'd settled on doing about 100 to 200 for this account. For this one, I'm just going to do 100 right now because I already have an order in. And then this, since we're going long, I'm going to click buy long, and it's going to put my order in. And you can see over here that it did that 100 lots. When it hits this price, it'll buy me 100 lots. So I'm not in that trade yet. I just have an order placed so that I could get in that trade. Now, what if DOT continues to pull back and goes down? Well, I'm going to be ready for that as well. I'm going to go back to the report. Going to grab the sell trigger at 34.90. So I'll round that down just a little bit. We'll go to 34.80. So I'm going to type that in up here, 34.800. And there it is. Again, mark price. It's already on market. And I'm going to do the quantity exactly the same. Now, these won't serve as stop losses necessarily. Well, no, well, anyway, I won't get into that. I don't want to get into the soup of talking about that. Most people understand it. And if you don't, you can watch our videos to get some more. So there we go. If the price hits 34.80, then I will go short and sell DOT and make money by when DOT goes down, which is really cool. And I'll be able to manage those trades. Once they go live, you can set a stop loss on the actual trades. Really easy to do. Again, we cover that in our videos. And yeah, we're in the chat rooms. If you've got questions about stop losses, what's going on with these, that's what we're here for, PulseWave Trading. And you could be in on this. We publish a new report every weekday evening on DOT, on BTC, on ETH, on I believe Theta's in the reports.
Theta is in the reports. Yes,
yeah,
it's
cool.
on the dashboard.
Theta's a hodler for me, so I don't trade it. But I love to trade DOT. I love to trade BTC using these contracts. So it's a really, really cool thing. All right. I think that's all we were going to cover for today, Dex. Do you have any other comments or anything on that?
Nah, man. I think you covered the subject thoroughly, my brother.
Oh, thanks, man. So we'll try to come back at least in the chat room, if not with a video, if there's an update. Oh, cool. Oh, look, we're getting an opportunity to be famous in the chat. Nobody click on that. There's a lot of spam going on lately with YouTube. Everybody's complaining about the spammers in the comments.
Yeah, what is going on with all of the spam?
Yeah, I don't know. Some new bot has gotten excited. It's probably because the crypto market is heating up, so they're using it.
Nah, this has always been here. Let me explain to you how it works, just so people can
extra.
Nah, this what it does. You have individuals, right? So I'll give you a really good example. I'll use you and me. So let's say we want to build our channel. We're like, our channel ain't growing fast enough. I don't like how it's not growing fast enough. So then we go over to, Bob Bumbleback's YouTube channel. He has 5 million subscribers, and he has a trading system too. His isn't as good as ours, but he has one. So every time he posts a video, I'm going to go in the comment section and say, hey, come on over to PulseWave Trading. First of all, that's a sucker move. I do not respect that. All right. Because you don't need to go into another man's thing and try to steal customers away. The fact that your product is superior will do that for you. Now, it would be different if we went to a cosmetic channel who's talking about makeup and hair grease and we say, you know what? I think you got some great products, and you know what? I think you'd be able to afford to buy more of these wonderful products if you come over here to PulseWaveTrading.com, learn how to invest your money. That's a little bit different. All right, that's different. That's part of the game. I don't have a problem with that, but I do have a problem when these are your peers in the same space. You're not supposed to do that. We got to respect one another in that regard. You know what I'm saying? So that's a sucker move, and every time I see those, I do delete them. Because that's wrong. If you want to show your products or services, then you make your own YouTube channel and then let the chips fall where they may. Let me see you get on here and do what I'm doing if you think you can do it better. You know what I'm saying? And may the best man win. That's life, right?
That's life.
So I don't like that they're trying to piggyback and scalp. My thing is make a channel and let us see. You call the market and see how good you are, how consistent you are. And I'll end it by saying this. Many have tried and most have failed. I've had people do that to me since I've been on YouTube. And those people, they get on there, they think that it's so easy because I make it look so easy that anybody can do it. And then when they do it, they fall flat on their face. And now, I won't say no names, but they don't mention no trading system. But at one point, they was trying to go neck and neck with me on the trading system thing.
Oh, wow.
They don't talk about no trading system no more. You don't even hear the word system come out of their mouth. They talk about they talk about markets and economy, but they don't talk about trading no more. And that's because you may think that you are all that, but when you put yourself out there and people will test you, they will sign up and subscribe for your services. But if your services are booty, they're gonna let you hear it, and everyone else is gonna be hearing it. And it's gonna be all over social media and everything else. So that's all I gotta say on that.
That's it.
Put up or shut up.
Put up or shut up.
Here you go.
All right. This is a fun week already. Little pullback in the crypto markets today, but man, it's exciting times. It's exciting times, man. So anyway,
exciting times to be alive, man.
Yeah, it feels good to be alive. It's funny. The other day, I was thinking, I was like, man, I wouldn't want to miss what's going on right now in the world. Things are changing. It's fun to see. It's a rough times, but it's exciting to be around when things are changing. So God help us all.
Dude, all right, we really need it.
Yeah, we really do. We need grace. So, folks, we'll be back soon. You want to learn more? Go to PulseWaveTrading.com. We even have a free membership where you can view a bunch of our tutorial videos before joining. Like I was talking about how to use Bybit, how to use Qcoin. You can actually watch those with a free membership at PulseWaveTrading.com. So head over there. What you really want is the Partner 21 membership or a Pro membership where you could trade it all, including thousands of equities, futures, all kinds of crazy stuff. But man, great place to start if you want to trade this dot pair. We've got it on the Partner 21. We also have ETH, EOS, BCH, bunch of cool things on there, as well as some forex pairs. So it's a great place to get started if you're on a very tight budget, as so many people are. If you already spent your Biden check on a 10-gallon hat and some pinwheels, and you got no money left.
Wow,
you get the movie reference.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you already spent your money and you're on a budget like so many of us, that Partner membership's for you, $49, man. And then, man, the Pro membership, historically much higher price, but for COVID times, we decided to lower it, and we kept it low because people love it at $199. So we'll see you in the chat room. There's no excuse, folks. There's no excuse. Got to get in there. All right. We'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. We're out of here.
Peace.